Of Thursday's Ol Kalou by-election is widely seen as a referendum on President William Ruto and his former deputy Rigathi Gachagua as a battle for political loyalty in the populous Mount Kenya region ahead of the 2027 general election. A victory for UDA, which has invested heavily in the mini-poll, would reinforce President Ruto's authority in the region following the party's win in the Mbeere North by-election and signal that UDA remains the party to beat. On the other hand, a victory for Gachagua would reaffirm his influence as the region's political kingpin and be interpreted as a vote of no confidence in President William Ruto's administration. Ol Kalou reports.
The much anticipated outcome of the hotly contested Ol Kalou parliamentary by-election has evolved from a mere contest for a parliamentary seat into a high-stakes political referendum between President William Ruto and his former deputy Rigathi Gachagua. The seat fell vacant following the death of former MP David Kiaraho and is now viewed by political analysts as a test of loyalty and political strength between Gachagua and Ruto ahead of next year's general election.
Well, I don't really think it's make or break for DCP. It is make or break for UDA. Because UDA dominated the Central Kenya region, the Mount Kenya region. It was the path of choice. William Ruto would like to demonstrate that he still has support. Never mind that he has bought the support physically with the money, which he did not do in 2022. 2022, he didn't pay anybody any money.
Ol Kalou is a do or die, and a do or die because there are two gentlemen who are trying to measure their muscles in the area, all right? You remember President William Samoei Arap Ruto has lost quite a good number of votes in the central region, and because he has lost quite a good number of votes, he's probably trying to measure his muscles with this, whether he still has got some sizable number of votes that he can carry up to 2027, and that is the reason why it's a do or die for him.
A victory for Gachagua, who has positioned himself as the Mount Kenya region's political kingpin, would amount to a major political statement. It would send a strong message to President Ruto and the UDA party, raising questions about whether the party could suffer a decline similar to that experienced by Jubilee ahead of the 2022 general election. It would also give Gachagua greater political leverage, both within and outside the opposition.
For Gachagua, because of the impeachment that happened, the anger, all right, he has actually managed to rally the people of the mountain around that particular impeachment. And that has actually made him to develop a very huge anger towards the government, all right? So for him, pushing for a candidate in this particular by-election in Ol Kalou, is to probably show William Samoei Arap Ruto that you've completely lost the mountain.
If he doesn't win after spending 10 billion, it will really be a big shame for William Ruto. For Gachagua, it will mean nothing. Because in a general election, you can't spend that kind of money in every constituency. So it won't mean much if the DCP loses the election, but it will mean a lot if William Ruto loses that election.
On the other hand, a victory for President Ruto would dispel the perception that the Mount Kenya region has abandoned him following his fallout with Gachagua after the former deputy president's impeachment in 2024. It would also reinforce Ruto's claim that UDA remains the party to beat in 2027, while weakening Gachagua's influence in the region.
If he wins the Ol Kalou by-election, this particular by-election, it will be a very good communication to Gachagua, okay, perception-wise, that he is able to mobilize the mountain to back him in the 2027 election. What does that make Gachagua look like? Now, that will make Gachagua then to probably look like someone who has got has not stamped his authority on the mountain completely. Because remember, in all the by-elections that have actually happened on the mountain, if Gachagua loses this, then it will be a pattern that has been set.
Ol Kalou by-election has sent a very chilling message to the rest of Kenya, that they are very cheap. They can be bought by a piece of bread and a bottle of soda. But the Kikuyus are very valuable people. To get them, you must spend real money. It's not a very brilliant message moving to the general election.
A victory for either Gachagua or Ruto will not only shape perceptions of who holds the political upper hand in the populous Mount Kenya region, potentially triggering further defections, but will also give the winner much-needed momentum ahead of next year's general election, while influencing future coalition negotiations. Ol Kalou, TV 47.